For some, losing weight is a task that can only be accomplished by utilizing tools such as surgery. Johnson City Medical Center offers these tools to folks for whom weight loss surgery is a viable option. Here to tell us more about two of these surgical options is Rachel Forbush. And Rachel, welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much.
But before we get into the actual surgeries, let's talk about obesity. Obesity in America, some of the causes of obesity.
Well, first, the obesity statistic is, for adults right now in the United States, 35% of our population is considered obese, and of that, 3 to 5% would be in the category of severely obese. And obesity for some people is not just because of, say, calories in versus calories out. There can be a host of other reasons, and sometimes more than one reason. For example, medical reasons. There may be some medical conditions that, say, you have thyroid problems that can encourage someone to have weight issues. Medications that someone may be on. Ineffective coping skills. Some people tend to use food, say, for comfort, or just, again, an ineffective coping skill. Labor-saving technologies. If you look around today with the cell phone, we always are hooked in, either that or the computer, and then thinking about also using a remote control for our television. Back when I was growing up, if you wanted to change the television, you had to get up and say you may be more apt to go visit your neighbor as opposed to just always being on the cell phone. So lots of reasons why, many reasons why. Even family genetics. If you look at some families seem to be more prone toward obesity.
Now, there are options for folks out there as far as surgery is concerned, and you want to talk about two of those options that are offered at Johnson City Medical Center.
Right. There are several options available, but the two that I want to focus on that we do at the Johnson City Medical Center for weight loss, and again, this is for someone who is morbidly obese. This is just not someone who's just a few pounds overweight. We're talking about morbid obesity. And the first one would be the sleeve gastrectomy. How is that performed? Well, you look at the stomach, and what they're doing is they're taking out about 85% of the stomach. So this surgery is going to work on the basis of restriction. The stomach size would be reduced to, say, 2 to 3 ounces. So again, you feel full more quickly. The second one also operates with restriction, taking the stomach size down to 1 to 2 ounces, but it's called the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass, rerouting of the intestines. Sounds complicated. By doing that, you are hence bypassing part of the intestines where we absorb a lot of our calories and our nutrients. Both are very effective tools, and the operative word there, Chris, is these surgeries are tools. It is up to the individual after the fact to make these work. This is not a cure-all or a panacea, and it is the hopes that with these surgeries and with weight reduction, we see comorbidities go down. And what are comorbidities? That's another disease process, for example, like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, sleep apnea. Comorbidities can decrease your life expectancy, just like the chronic disease process of obesity. So if you take someone that has several of these, think about the years that you're taking off of someone's life. So with weight reduction, comorbidities go down, and hopefully quality of life is going to improve.
And you work in the bariatric program there at JCMC, a very important part of what goes on there at the hospital. And you recently just got some new accreditation. Talk to us about that as well.
We did. We're very proud that our bariatric department just recently had site survey by a national accrediting body, MBSA QIP. I won't tell you what all that stands for, but it is a division of the American College of Surgeons, and for us to have been given this accreditation speaks volumes about our program. Not only did we receive accreditation, our site surveyor found no deficiencies with the program, which means we're doing a lot of things right, and our goal is to continue to do things right and even get better at what we do. But these two surgeries, again, are so important to people that suffer with morbid obesity.
Say someone is interested and they think this may be the path that they need to go down. How would they get started on that path to get from point A to point B of maybe possibly having this surgery?
I would say from today, attend the class that we're having at the Health Resources Center coming up. We actually have a local bariatric surgeon that will be doing this class on Thursday, July the 28th from 5 to 6 p.m. in the evening, and I know we have a graphic on that, so at the end we'll have that up with a telephone number to call and pre-register. and they can learn so much more about the surgical process, how you get started, but also what's expected after this surgery.
Right.
We want you to be successful, so we set you up with tools to help obtain maximum success. You will lose weight from this surgery,
Right.
but at some point, the weight loss from the surgery ends, and it's up to the individual through exercise, healthy eating, behavior modifications to continue to make this plan successful.
And so you do offer, after that surgery, offer the tools from that point forward too.
Absolutely. We have educators available. We have registered dietitians available. We have a weight loss surgery support group where individuals come back to that have had the surgery or individuals that are going to have the surgery. So we all come together and we can talk about things and continue to help each other and learn.
All right, Rachel, thank you so much for dropping
Thank
by
you so
today.
much.
Some great information. We want to give you the information right now on those classes that are coming up. Obesity and surgical weight loss options, Thursday, July 28th from 5 to 6 p.m. at the HRC Annex Classroom in Johnson City. If you want to register for that class, give that number right there a call and be prepared. If you're wanting to get involved in these surgeries, be prepared to put in the work after the surgery.